What is up, YouTube? I want to explain myself as to like why I keep saying, okay, now I'm locked in, but I'm not gonna make promises I can't keep to y'all anymore because I don't fuck with that shit. I hate when people tell me some shit and then they don't do it. Like, what the fuck? So this is what the word is with me. I just have to like. If you saw my post on the community page, you're a real one. But I'm basically just gonna reiterate what I said on there. You know, like, this past couple, I would say honestly month, this past retrograde, whenever that started, was like, that shit did something to me for real. Like, so much has been happening in my personal life and unfolding because since I made my commitment to being a loyal and faithful servant to spirit around January. I was in a really fucked up, tumultuous relationship. I had a shitty boyfriend, and I also had a shitty family. So I broke up with my boyfriend. I decided to go no contact with my family, and then I got blessed with a crib, and now I live away from everyone who is harming me. And the people who are harming me, the people who were harming me can no longer harm me. So that's beautiful. It's great. When that happens, the body keeps score. I was going through a lot of release work. I was doing this past like 2-3 weeks. I've been doing like meditating every night and intentionally releasing all the fucked up shit that I've just like acquired, because I do energy work. That's my job. When I come up on here and I talk to y'all are consuming me. Like, literally, you're eating me. You're eating my soul. You're basically eating my flesh. And I want to make sure that it's not on some nasty, weird shit. And when you consume me, you feel good. That's why, I've been saying, like, oh, I'm going to try and make a video every day. But also, if I don't feel good, I'm not going to come up here and you know, be anything but myself. I'm not going to be inauthentic. That is my whole thing. I want to be myself and be real and be honest and be truthfully. I cannot be fake. I can't. You know, like, I really can't. It's impossible for me to be fake. Like, it's just not written in my DNA code. It's not. So me being real and honest with you and transparent with you as my collective, as people who, you know, tap into what I'm doing and keep up with me, I want to make sure I'm being always open and honest with y'all and letting y'all know what's going on. And there's been so many like foundational changes in my life, and now I'm at a place where I'm standing in front of the door to the reality that I always knew I'm supposed to exist and be beautiful and abundant in. And I'm choosing to walk through that fucking door, you know? I think I already have honestly walked through the door. I've been initiated. I turn 22 next month. I turn 20 I keep saying next month, like April's on in a couple of days. I really turn 22 at this point in maybe like 24-ish days, which is kind of crazy to me. And I know that I'm just an adult woman now. I think like an adult woman. I'm changing the settings of my life to where I'm no longer going to be around children anymore. I'm not going to take care of children anymore, which is a big thing. But I'm going to be a teacher regardless, you know, like I'm going to start hosting classes where I'm talking about energy mechanics and energy work. How can you cleanse your auric field? How can you have self-discipline and self-sovereignty, and how you can actually do the energy work? So I'm still going to be a teacher, just not to little babies, not to children. I'm going to be a teacher to God's children. So with that being fucking said, let's read your cards. But yeah, I just want to be open and honest with you, you know, like, there's no narcissism in my life anymore, you know, like, I grew up in a specific dynamic where, you know, the narcissist ruled my life, basically. You know, my father passed away a couple months ago. He was, like, the head honcho of the narcissistic fucking, as my parents were really a pair of narcissists. And that's just what it is. Sometimes you just have to fuck all the narcissists out of your life. And then also I had to like sit and discipline myself and be like, well, why do I keep attracting narcissistic type people? And it's definitely slowed down over the years, but like I had like to battle my one final boss narcissist, and I did, and it's okay now, and now I never have to deal with narcissists again. And if I do have to deal with a narcissist out in the wild, it's gonna be a situation where it's like, oh no, like fuck off immediately. You know, sometimes you get faced with demons from your old reality, and you really gotta slay those motherfuckers and cut those bitches down so you can free yourself and be a beautiful free being. Anyways, maybe that, I feel like that's a message in itself. What do you have to tell my collective? The Eight of Cups reversed. I still feel like this is a walking away, but like a struggling to walk away from emotional things. Dragging your feet. And the devil coming out. Yeah, wow, Miss Kali. You're struggling to walk away and release. You're struggling to intentionally walk away and release something that no longer serves your purpose or your highest good, some kind of unhealthy habit, thought pattern, thought cycle, you know, like I hate myself, I'm not beautiful, I'm not hot, I'm not smart, I can't do this, I can't do that. Why are you speaking death onto yourself? You need to speak life into yourself. If no one around you is going to say you're beautiful, you're cared for, you're loved, I love you, you're safe, you need to go in the mirror and tell that shit to yourself, and you need to say it out loud. It's something about saying you need to hear yourself. You need to hear it. You can't just, it's not enough for you to say in your brain, you know, like, oh no, I'm safe, I'm loved. You need to do it out loud, and you need to write it down. To rewire your brain, your neural pathways, and your nervous system, you need to create a physical change outside of you so your subconscious can take note of that and subconsciously process that until it is a conscious behavior, where then you have created a new habit and pattern that is more healthy and aligned with the version of you want to be. The Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, ooh, I heard money and fame. On the other side of you releasing, ooh, my fucking head's starting to hurt because you got a lot on your top, bro. On the other side of you doing this release work is abundance and beauty and a fated event, where it's like all the time and investment you've put into yourself is accessible. You've already put in time and work and money. You've clocked in, you've clocked out. You've done the routine, you've done the regimen, you're taking your creatine, you're doing, but you are also not letting go completely of things, and maybe even things in the present moment that disappoint you. It could be that like you're like, I have let go of things from my past, but things are bothering me right now. You need to physically release that in the energy. You know, you might be working at a job and you might be like, I want to get a new job. It's like, okay, yeah, but you need to quit in the energy. You need to withdraw your energy from the job or person or place or thing or role or position that is making you feel like you're giving yourself away and you're sacrificing and slaving and giving energy of yourself, and it's not being returned with equivalency or equity. If it's not an equal exchange, you don't need to be there. But that's the thing. Once you say energetically, you put out the energetic signal, I'm done, that is when you can do the physical exit, the physical I'm done. But it's easier to release something emotionally first and then have the physical action be aligned with that than to physically remove yourself from something and then emotionally you're just fucked because you pulled the ripcord too soon. This is really giving, like, you need to sit down and look at yourself for how you are in the present moment emotionally. What is your present emotional state? Be very real with yourself. What is causing that? And disconnect from it emotionally and spiritually and energetically. You don't need to struggle to receive what you desire. You don't need to work so hard to keep people in your life who love you just to have a community. If you're making yourself exhausted and you're to the point where you can't just take care of yourself or have a moment to yourself where you're like, okay, I feel good about myself, I'm like, okay, it's chill, we're chill, then that's not good. And you need to regroup, because that's not sustainable. You're gonna run yourself into the ground, literally. You know, this whole thing about like speaking life and speaking death into people. It seems like you might be the kind of person who speaks life into people, and it's time to, and give life to people, it's time to take all that back and give it back to yourself. Get your life right. So you're trying to be so helpful. That's great. I love that. I love that you want to be helpful, but you can't help no fucking body if you don't help yourself first. You can't. You cannot. That's the whole put your fucking oxygen mask on before you try and help others. You can't fucking breathe right now. You're suffocating in the energy, and it's actually affecting your work. You know, you think you're putting out good work, so it's like, no, you're actually not being the best version of yourself because you're not feeling satisfied within the work you're doing. And maybe it's time to really commit to moving within your purpose and doing something you love, even if it means taking a chance and compromising and, you know, committing to something that is not as stable. It's like, do you want to be happy and free-flowing and peaceful and move within purpose, or do you want to be tired, exhausted, and feel like, okay, I can pay my bills, feel like, okay, have like this person who's supposed to love me, who claims that they love me, but it's like, do they actually though? Whew. My headspace is so fucking, like, y'all need to, OMG, you should book a reading with me or something, or book a spell jar where we can get I can spell you right. I could spell you up real good, and we can fix that, all right? Yeah, 5555 clarity. Great transformation, major changes, opportunity, fast pace, forward, and process. You aren't a victim of circumstance. Rather, you are the beneficiary of it. If that weren't the case, life would be pretty dull. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you are willing to adapt to this shift. Everything is working out for the best. At long last, you are accomplishing everything that you set out to do. Everything will work out perfectly in the end. That's really beautiful, and I feel like that's really confirmation that you need to commit to whatever unique skills you have, because you have good fortune in that, and I feel like you're killing yourself right now type shit. And I don't want you to do that, because that's unnecessary, and we need you here. What Joji said, he was like, don't speed on the highway. We need you to shine bright. When life gets too complicated, please stand in the afterthought. Yeah, man, that's Afterthought by Joji. I'm gonna link that in the bio. We need you. Don't speed on that highway. We need you to shine bright. Don't take that fucking perk. You don't need to be in active addiction. Don't fuck with that narcissist bitch in your fucking reality. You don't need to be addicted to people or love or validation. Choose self-discipline. Being healthy sucks. It does. The devil, doing devil shit is so satisfying. Getting high, satisfying, feels good. Fucking all the time feels good. Fighting and fucking, that feels good. Yeah, sure, but like, you're gonna kill yourself. You're killing yourself doing that. I thought you wanted to be healthy and happy and clear and be loving. All right? I love you. Take care of yourself, please.